Baik, Bu Ruth, terima kasih untuk waktunya. Dari kami, cukup ini aja, Bu. Gitu. Jadi waktu, tempat, dan kesempatan semua untuk IBM.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih, Pak Noel. Oke, saya akan mulai ya. Oke, hello everyone. So my name is Ruth Tarigan, and I am here as the representative of International Business Management in Petra Christian University. I am currently I am serving as the head of program, and it is an honor to meet you all today. The agenda for today is we're gonna have a talk show. It's about how can you go abroad fully funded, not only for studying, but possibly for working. Now, for that, I have invited two students that have secured those activities in the past, and they are going to share to you how are the experience studying in IBM, and they are going to share as well about their tips and tricks to secure prestigious opportunities such as MSIB or ISMA. Before that, I'd like to, I don't know if you know about IBM, but can you raise your hand if you have heard of IBM, or if you have siblings or relatives that has studied in IBM before? Okay. Okay, so right. So some of you have known about IBM already. So give me 2 seconds. I just need to close my door. All right. So well, yeah. So IBM. So I'm going to introduce about IBM first, so you get to know. Okay, what is IBM? How is it different with other programs in Petra Christian University, or even maybe you know that we have business management, and then Petra has another one called International Business Management. Well, what is the difference? So I'm gonna allow me to give a very short overview about IBM. Okay, and then about what is it, and hopefully you get an idea about IBM, and then we're gonna start the talk show because I'm gonna be sharing my screen. Okay, so this is IBM's. It is a bachelor degree program, and it is under management program. Okay, and it was established in 1999. And it was created with a vision to prepare Indonesian people in facing the globalization, especially in business. And our motto is that integrity is above all and professionalism comes next. And IBM is actually a bachelor in management program with the major of international business management, totally conducted in English. So what degree will you get if you study in IBM? You will get Sarjana Management from Petra. You can also get another degree if you do a joint degree. Yeah, so for example, if you go to our partners in Netherlands or our partners in Korea, then you can graduate with Bachelor's of Science as well. And these are our lecturers. We have full-time lecturers, and then we also have many lecturers who are professionals in the field. So you will not be taught by only an academic lecturers, but also people who are working in the field. For example, Mr. Go, he is Singaporean, and we will fly him from Singapore to Surabaya every week to teach you guys. And he's teaching courses such as international financial management and international economics. He's a consultant. He's a global consultant, and companies that he consulted are all over the world. So it is quite hard to book his time to teach in IBM actually, but he's the professional. And this is Mr. Casey. He works with Mr. Go as well, and they are both our consultant. And this is Mr. Gary. He's going to teach management accounting, and he is also a professional. He is also our alumni. He's the head of investment in Manulife. And this is Dr. Michael Hans, and he's the one who teaches business law. He's also our graduate, but he has a PhD in law. So he's the one who teaches that. So we have that teaching you guys. So it's not only an academic lecturers, but also professionals who are really working on the field are going to teach you and share what is the real world experience. How can you make what you have learned? How are you going to use what you are learned today in the day-to-day job that you're going to have in the future? Well, our program is also accredited with A, so you can guarantee that we have a top quality in terms of like education. This is from Ban PT or Dikti. And then as for the, okay, so if you ask, if I go to IBM, okay, what will I do after I graduate? IBM is quite mixed and it's general, so it is horizontally diverse. It's not go really deep. So you got to learn such as management, accounting, finance, economics. So you learn a lot of things that will equip you to be a manager in the future. Okay, so in terms of what you can do after you graduate is quite diverse as well. So for example, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can do that because you will have you will have learned something like entrepreneurship and then business feasibility course, and then things like, okay, how to manage the accounts of your or business, how to manage the operation of your business. You would have learned that in IBM, so you have the skill to be an entrepreneur. And these businesses that I put in here are all from our alumni. Or you can also work in a global company. Okay, we are having two students, not two students, but two alumni who are working in Tesla. So Elon Musk, they are working in Tesla, the Netherlands, and they went there and they got into that job because they did a joint degree in the Netherlands. But that sort of company that our students are going to work after they graduate. Another example, this one, Lazada, Johnson & Johnson. We have an alumni who work in Lincoln, Unilever, in here, L'Oreal, Commonwealth, and many other companies. So if you are seeking to work in a global company and you think that, okay, someday I want to work not in Indonesia but somewhere else, then IBM can provide you the right path to do that. Okay, or maybe you want to be a consultant for businesses. Okay, then our alumni also work in this company, Deloitte, EY, even McKinsey and Company. One of our alumni who work in McKinsey and Company, he stayed in Brazil for 1 or 2 years for an assignment. He is in Indonesia. I mean, he is based in Indonesia. He worked in McKinsey and Company in Indonesia, but then he got into a team, and then their client is in Brazil. So then he got to stay there for like 1 or 2 years. So that is our graduate profile. And this is an example of one of our alumni. Yeah, so I'm gonna just skip this one. So this is the one that I talked to you about, Kevin Wibowo. He's still in McKinsey. He's now a senior business analyst. He's already back in Indonesia. Okay, in terms of like the curriculum, well, we're going to equip you with more international business specialization. So if you ask what is the difference between IBM and just business management, to some extent, the courses we are offering are similar, but we teach it in English. And then starting from year 3 and 4, you're gonna have different courses. So you're gonna have courses that will prepare you for your international life. So let's say you want to go for exchange or you want to do a joint degree. So we prepare you for that one. Okay, and in terms of international experience, so in year 1, you just stay here studying and strengthen your English skills. And then in year 2, perhaps you can go for international excursion study. And then in year 3, this is the time for you to do student exchange. You can go abroad and study for 1 semester in one of our partner. And if you want to get more than 1 degree, then you can do a joint degree. We have partners all over the world. Like if you want to go to the Netherlands or Germany, all over Asia, we cover that one. So if you say that I want to go student exchange in Korea, then we definitely have some partners in there. So yeah, I think they're only the one country that we don't have partner currently is the United States. But historically, even we did have one there. No one wanted to go because it's pretty expensive for just a semester abroad. So these are the pictures of our students who did their exchange. They got to know many people from many countries, and they managed to keep the relationship last. Yeah, even after they go back to their respective university. And these are and the one in here, this is our students and alumni who are the alumni who are still in Netherlands, and they invited students and they have lunch together. Okay, so Yeah, so these are our alumni and students, and this is batch 2016 who did a joint degree in the Netherlands, and I think in just a few months they managed to travel to more than 10 countries, yeah, in Europe. I think I'm just gonna go very, very quick on this one, so you can do organizational experiences as well in IBM. And there are some other activities. I'll just share what happened recently. Our students won an international debate competition. It's in English. So some of the participants are from Singapore and they won the first place. So in IBM, we also encourage you to join as many competitions as possible. And then in fact, in IBM, if you join a competition, you can actually transfer that competition into a mark. So you can get an A mark for a course, with prior agreement with the student advisor. And this is what just happened. We are sending 6 IBM students who are accepted in ISMA. So ISMA in general is a dikti program, so that is from Kemendikbud, under the umbrella of Kampus Merdeka. The idea of Kampus Merdeka is that, okay, students, do not study in your university for 4 years. Come on, go out. And one of the go out is that, okay, go to university abroad and we're gonna fund you. So these 6 students are going for an exchange, fully funded. If they have to do, let's say, a COVID test, it's covered. If they have to do, let's say, they have to do isolation, it's covered. So fully funded. So these 6 students, this is 6 IBM students who are going next semester. I'm gonna invite one of them to share with you his experience securing this prestigious scholarship. And this is also another program by Kampus Merdeka. Not only you can study in the partner university abroad, but you can also work in one of Dikti's company's partner. And you are working there for 6 months, and then you come back and transfer 20 credits. So you are working, but still finish your study in 8 semesters or in 4 years, or in some cases in IBM, even less, 3.5 years. Okay, and I'm inviting also one of my students who successfully secured this opportunity last semester. Okay, we are very big on preparing the students for their career. So we have this career preparation program in which we're going to teach you how to do your CV, how to handle interview. We're going to have a mock interview in the class. Okay, how to do a networking. So you can be very bright, but you also need to network with people in the industry, or with people or with alumni who are currently working there. Just to get an insider info. Okay, how can I apply to your company? What is it like to work in your company? So these are the preparation program that we have for our students. And we also prep them with some basic skills. So this one is a Microsoft Excel workshop. And the picture in here are the students and the lecturers who are doing the Microsoft exam. Okay, this is in our lab in T. Okay, so that's IBM. So we have a lot of things going on to prepare the students. I will say that it's not easy. And in fact, if you ask not 10 IBM students, I think all of them will say it is not easy. But I also want to point out that all the hard work that they do pays off in the end. Okay, now these are the entry requirements. This is if you want to join IBM, then you have to do a TOEFL test and then an interview or a GIT. But if you have an official IELTS certificate that is still valid, then you can submit it to us and you don't need to do any test. Okay, so I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite 2 of my students. The first one is Timothy. Hi, Timothy.
Hi, Miss.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys.
So, and then the other one is Felicia Dea. I would like to ask the host or the moderator to help spotlight my students here, Timothy and Felicia Dea.
Felicia siapa tadi?
Felicia Dea. Hi, Felicia. How are you?
Hi, Miss. I'm good, Miss.
Yes, so this is Timothy and Felicia, and they're currently doing exam. This is exam week in Petra, guys, in UKP. Yeah, but they are still, they are smart students. They have learned way before, and they are prepared for this for the exam. And I said, "Can you help me for 45 minutes?" They say, "Yes, we can help you." Oh, that's great. That's really IBM students. Okay, so guys, for those high school students, if you have any question for these students, feel free to put it in the chat, and they will answer it to you. I think Timothy and Felicia, do you mind if you introduce yourself first? Like, which year are you in, and maybe from which high school you come from? Maybe Timothy can start, and then Felicia.
Okay, a short introduction. So, hi guys, I'm Timothy Christian Stioso. People call me by my first name, which is Timothy. I'm currently in IBM Petra in my second year, which is my fourth semester. And as Ms. Ruth said, this is the exam week for semester 4. I'm from Surabaya and my high school is from Sekolah Ciputra. I think that's it for my introduction.
Thank you, Timothy. Felicia.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Felicia Dea, and people usually call me Feli. I'm from batch 19, and currently I'm in my sixth semester, which is in my third year in IPM. I actually come from Solo, and my high school is Kamputu Senior High School in Solo. I think that's all.
Cool. Timothy and Felicia, can you share with me your opinion about how has your experience been so far studying in IBM? Felicia has been studying for 3 years and Timothy for 2 years. Well, it was online, but can you share to us?
For me first? Okay, I'll start first then. Well, studying in IBM has been one of the most challenging and refreshing at the same time, personally. Probably most of you know that IBM has a very high standards. And I would say this is very much true. Okay, speaking of from experience, I'm from a science background that do not have any plans or background in the business sector. And to put it into perspective, one of my first accounting class is in my first semester. I just knew what debit, credit, and balance sheet was, which is, I know it's actually my first time hearing that vocabularies. So I'm telling you this, so just to let you know and visualize what my prior knowledge in entering business management world in IBM would like. But IBM helped me a lot through going through these struggles. I mean, all the lecturers were extremely supportive and friendly for each and every students. I mean, they will answer even the most basic question that most of us are probably insecure of. Well, for me, it's, yeah, what is balance sheet itself? And I know most of you were like seriously, Ko, are you that bad in business subjects? And yes, I was that bad. And yes, I asked that question to the lecturer in class. And it's quite embarrassing, I know. But on top of that, personally, what I cherish most about my experience in IBM is its friendly environment. I mean, both lecturers and students in IBM was very kind. And it's common to have a private session with them to share stories about the courses, your life in IBM, and even your relationships with your significant others, probably. Yeah, I think that's my experience studying in IBM so far for 4 semesters.
Thank you, Timothy. What about you, Felicia?
Okay, my experience studying in IBM so far is very great and challenging, as what Timothy has said before. I really get a lot of experiences from both the academic and non-academic, in which I also gain many friends in IBM. And then I also personally feel that IBM has been helpful as well for my career and my internship. And then the way the lecturer gave us the material and then projects both individually and the group also helped me to sharpen my analytical skill. And then one of the courses that I remember is business communication, in which during that course I learned how to make a proper CV, and then how can I utilize LinkedIn to create my personal branding. And even IBM also invite professional guest lecture to for our career preparation to share about experiences in building the personal branding. And then aside from that, I also uh, ha, had been joining several events in IBM, as well as hip-hop intra-organization in which I can learn many things in there, such as leadership and teamwork. And then I could build up my relationship with my friends, especially in my batch, lower batch, as well as the upper batch. So I think it was a great experience in IPM.
Great, thank you, Felicia. Now, Timothy and Felicia, can you share to us what are you going to be doing next semester?
For me, since I got accepted in ISMA, which I never expected, and I'm very much grateful for it, I'll be going to UBC, which is University of British Columbia, which is in Vancouver, Canada. So my program starts on the late August up until late December, around Christmas and New Year's. And I'll be taking several courses around the business management sector, namely the communication strategies, foundations in bioproducts and bioeconomy, and carbon and energy economics. And I'm looking forward to explore those courses in the next 2 months.
Wow, that's so far, low. But you're gonna have a white Christmas, right?
Yes, it's winter holiday in Canada.
Winter holiday in Canada, like one of the coldest country in the world.
Yeah, especially Vancouver, miss. It's
Yes.
-degrees.
What about you, Felicia?
For me, next semester, I'm planning to go for exchange in Dongseo University in Busan, South Korea, and I'm gonna be studying there from late August until late December. And I decided to take this opportunity in my 7th semester because I believe that international exposure is very important for my future career. And since the pandemic is also now getting better, and the border to countries are opening. So I think student exchange is a good opportunity.
Yes, you can. So for the high school students, for my kids here, well, you can do student exchange in your 3rd year. So Timothy will be going on his 3rd year, and Felicia on her 4th year. So you can start doing exchange from your 3rd year. Timothy, can you share to us about ISMA? I heard that thousands and thousands of people are applying, and only a fraction of them was actually accepted. Can you tell us how did you come across this program, and then how did you prepare? How did you secure this? Why did you choose UBC, and what are your tips and tricks? Maybe you can share that to us.
Waduh. Okay, so first of all, a mini intro for ISMA. So the program is called ISMA, it stands for Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards. Now it is the government scholarship to fund Indonesian students at top universities overseas. So undergraduate students like myself will spend 1 semester at overseas university partner to study, to experience the host country's culture, and undertake the practical assignments to enhance their skills. Now, about the technicality, just to let you know that there'll be 2 screening tests in ISMA. The first stage which is the submitting of statement of purpose, CV, and a bunch of documents and transcripts, including English proficiency tests, which I take Duolingo tests. And it includes your marks on every subject you've taken throughout your university semesters. Now, in this stage, only a third of the total applicants will pass this screening stage. Either you go forward or not. And after that, moving on to the second screening test, where you'll have a 30-minute interview with ISMA program team. And then you need to submit even more documents like the drug test documents, district for non-violation. Yeah, you'll figure out later in ISMA. And the screening determines whether you got accepted to your dream university or not. And this stage is one of the most crucial thing in ISMA, because interview stage not only determines your skills, but it gives your interpersonal skills. Like it shows, are you capable for this program or not? And after this stage, after the 30-minute interview stage, you simply need to pray a lot for the announcement day, hoping that you'll get accepted. And I think that is all for the ISMA program. It is the Kemenristek Dikti program, which is called Kampus Merdeka. And I'm sure many of you heard a lot about it, especially in Instagram. They're exposing this by thousands and thousands of applicants. And to be frankly honest with you, I actually plan on having a student exchange in Yonsei University, up until Miss Ruth, which is my lovely lecturer slash moderator here, introduced me to this ISMA program and really pushed me to join this government program. And I remembered she helped me a lot for the documents and for the most part in supporting me in the course's structure and helping me pursue this ISMA program in UBC. Now, about the preparation that I did, it's actually more to IBM because the subject trained me to be a public speaker, which I have the speaking class with expats on my first and second semesters. And we made our CV in LinkedIn for our assignments in the business communication class, which is on our third semester. And specifically for ISMA interview, IBM actually prepared for us an interview practice session dedicated for those who passed the first screening session of the program to enter the second screening program. And they were really supportive in giving us the tips and tricks. And aside from my individual interpersonal skills and experiences, I think IBM played the most part for my success of becoming one of the many prestigious student awardees of ISMA, which makes me not regret joining IBM Petra. I think that's it, Miss, for my experiences.
Thank you, Timothy. Well, you've earned it. I think for all students here, we can only give the place and the assignments, but you are the one who actually study and push yourself. So congratulations for Timothy. Now for Felicia, what about you?
I think student exchange is a program that is offered by Petra Christian University for students who wants to go abroad with its partner university in many countries such as Korea and then Japan, Taiwan, Netherlands, and many more. And if you want to join this program, you need to be at least in the fifth semester, as what Ms. Ruth has said before, and you need to fulfill certain requirements for the English proficiency test. And then for the technicality of the process itself, first of all, I choose the partner university that I'm interested in prior to the exchange program. And then since I joined the exchange in the seventh semester, then I need to apply in my sixth semester. And then after choosing my host university, I contacted my student advisor to make the plan for the study plan, and then to check it whether the courses provided by the university are matched with with my current study plan. And then after that, I just need to contact the mobility staff and then get the form and apply for the exchange, and then had an interview with Miss Ruth. And then after submitting the form, I will get the announcement of the acceptance, and I just need to fill the application at Dongseo website. And then in my experience, I also got the chance to apply for scholarship provided by the Korean government known as Global Korea Scholarship. And luckily, I got accepted in the first screening stage. And I'm still waiting for the result of the second screening stage. Hopefully, I can pass it. And and then after getting the letter of acceptance, we could just fill in the form 2 and apply for visa, and we are good to go.
Great, thank you. So thank you, Timothy and Felicia. So for those of you who asked the question, it's like, okay, so what is the difference between IBM and other program? So I think if you aspire to go abroad, even for a semester or for a year or for working, IBM has prepared you to at least you'll be fluent like these students in speaking in English. So if you join ISMA, for example, and then you want to go to Canada, at least at the basic level, you have it covered. You are able to join a course fully delivered in English because you have done that in IBM. So somehow that has prepped you. So you don't have this nervousness, and you know that what you need to do there is just study without having any language barrier. You can go anywhere. You can go to Korea, you can go to Japan. And then let's say ISMA is a very competitive program and you don't get into ISMA. You can join the one from Petra. We also have student exchange program. It is also competitive, but again, since IBM students can provide a better TOEFL score and they usually have a better GPA, then they beat out the competition. Usually, yeah, not all. It's not always the case, but usually. So there are multiple ways for you to, start in your international life. Or maybe let's say that I'm more interested in working and having another degree. Then you can do it in your 4th year. But you don't have to worry again about, okay, will I be able to deal with courses and things like that, because you have done it. Okay, so that's probably one of the difference between whether you should join IBM or not, and what is the difference between IBM and other program. Now, I'd like to discuss, I think we still have time. Felicia in here also got into, she was able to secure another opportunity under Campus Merdeka. She got an internship fully, I think it was paid, yeah? It was a paid internship. So if you ask, emangnya kerja nggak dibayar? Biasanya dikasih uang makan doang, biasanya. But this one that Felicia joined was organized by the government, by the Kemendikbud Dikti, and they give grant to these companies to give internship opportunities for students in Indonesia. And Felicia was one of the students who were able to secure one of the internship. Felicia, can you tell us more about your MSIB program, and then what did you prepare to secure your place? Maybe you can also tell us where did you work?
Yes, the MSIP program is one of the main program of the Ministry of Education and Culture offered to Indonesian students from the 5th semester until 8th semester to do internship in many different companies across Indonesia. And this certified internship gives the students the opportunity to gain work experience in the industry for 1 until 2 semesters with the aim of gaining hard skill as well as soft skill so that students are more confident in entering the working life. And then previously I got accepted in the MSIP batch 1, and I went to Kompas Gramedia as digital marketing analyst in retail store operation digital. And I did my internship fully online because at that time the pandemic is still very bad during the Delta variant. And then regarding how did I prepare to get accepted in the program, before applying for this program, I have already prepared myself by strengthening my academic as well as non-academic competence. During my study in IPM, I study hard and review materials regularly. And with that hard work, I can get considerably good GPA that really helps me to be accepted in Compass. And then aside from that, as I have mentioned before, organizational experience also play an important role in recruiters' mind. Thus, I have prepared myself in those experiences. And then not only that, I also prepare a CV because most of the companies prefer ATS friendly CV. And aside from that, I also joined several webinars regarding the MSIP program so I could better understand the requirement provided by the government. And to choose the company, I also do my own research to the company that I am interested in and prepare for the selection process as well.
Wow, yeah, Felicia, one of our exceptional students, and she is very diligent. She asks questions, she participates, she reads the book, and she aced the exam. So again, I'd like to stress out that IBM provides the facilities, but you guys are doing the hard work. So if any of you here are prepared for the hard work, you want to aim something high in the future, you want to join these prestigious opportunities, then join IBM. I mean, IBM can give you the right path. Still, you have to work, you have to study hard, you have to be diligent, sometimes even finding, like Felicia Dea said, finding other sources of information, joining the webinar, finding other information, how is it like, so that you can secure prestigious scholarships like this. Okay, so I have some time. Let me ask some of the questions in the chat. So there is this first question. Good afternoon, Mrs. Ruth. I want to ask what majors can collaborate with IBM for business or work. What majors can collaborate with IBM for business? So IBM itself is a major. It's an international business management. And if you want to do a business or if you want to work, you have the general skills to enter, I will say, most of the roles available in the company. Maybe there are some roles that you will find it hard to enter. For example, if you apply as a programmer, I mean, we don't equip you to be a programmer. But if you aim HR or finance or, I don't know, marketing, you have the skills for that one. Okay, so next question, can you learn anything, even art, when you study abroad? I want to study art to Japan or Singapore in the future. Yes, you can. You can study courses that are outside management for up to 10 credits. So the students who study in Japan or Korea, usually, they also take, for example, you give an art, but my example would be in language. So instead of taking Mandarin language, they prefer to study Japanese because they happen to be in Japan. That's the best place to study Japanese. Or if they are going to Korea, then they study Korean. So that's what they do. So if you ask me, can I study art? In fact, yes, you can. If you are accepted in ISMA, malah tambah boleh. If you want to do something outside management, because ISMA is actually encourage students to study something outside their major. I think one of my students wanted to take biology for some reason. I don't know why. It's interesting, but am I allowed to do that? Yes, you're allowed. You're allowed to do to take courses, really far from what you're studying. That's for ISMA. And then another question: if you want to travel abroad, like place in Japan, most people don't understand English there. How will we be able to communicate around if that's the case? You are correct. But the university that you are going are providing courses in English. Your friends who are joining the same course, when I say your friends, it will be other foreigners who come from other countries, so not Japanese. So you can meet, let's say, someone from Hungary or Italian there. You will be taking the same course and you will all speak in English. So you are able to do that. And then some university have an international students area. So there you can, I think you can make friends there. Well, if you go outside, I'll say that basic English, maybe they know, but maybe if you ask for direction, that's something else. Usually when I went to Japan, someone asking for direction, they understand my question, they cannot reply, so they just help. So you can get around, but perhaps not like making a good relationship with just anybody. Maybe you need to stick with university and university's friends. Another question, how to create an international business network. In my students' cases in the past, I think they started by the first one, having a lecturer from Singapore. They were able to secure an internship in one of that lecturer's company. So that's one thing. And then you can start from there and start building your network. Another one, that if you join a student exchange, for example, do not mingle with Indonesian, please. Do not mingle with Indonesian. Mingle with other students from other country. And then, after you finish your exchange, keep in touch, say how are you? I'm going to visit your country. Do you have a time? That kind of network you start building. And then maybe once you all go into workplace, you build your LinkedIn, and then you can connect with your friends. So then, you have yourself an international network. The easiest way will be just go for joint degree, because you're going to stay there for a year, you're going to do an internship, and most likely you will end up working there. So that's your international network already. And then another question, do you need to be good at math and have good scores to get an internship? I'm not the best at math, and I'm also not very smart. I can speak English fluently though. I will question, how do you think you are not good at math? Most likely is that you don't practice enough. I think every student is good. They can learn. They have the ability to learn. You are not going to be a mathematician. Let me stress that out. You are not going to be a mathematician, but you can learn business mathematics. You are certainly have the ability to learn business mathematics or statistics or any other course, financial management. Timothy had not heard balance it when he entered IBM, but he has the ability to learn, and he used that and he learned. He worked perhaps harder at the beginning compared to his friends who were already understand balance it. But then he did it in the end. What matters is in the end, you use your ability to study about whatever is being thrown at you. When you go to companies, don't you think you need to study? You do need to study. When you move roles, if you get into a promotion, don't you need to study? You do need to study. So I think it's about questioning your ability to learn. I think everyone has an ability to learn. Okay, invest the time, work hard. You are able to study what you need to success in IBM in your professional life. And if you can speak English fluently, then I have no doubt that you can be successful in IBM as long as you want to do all the hard work. Another question, Miss, I'd like to ask: do IBM classes taught mainly in English, or is there any other language? So mainly in English. All courses are in English except 2 courses. The first one is Bahasa Indonesia, obviously, will be all in Bahasa. The second course is Mandarin. Well, Mandarin is a mix between English and Mandarin. We have 2 Mandarins, Mandarin's basic and then Mandarin for business purposes. So that will be the 2 courses in which you're going to study, not using fully English. Another question, I don't know, I have 2 minutes. I'll try to answer all of this.
Tidak apa, Bu. Fleksibel kok.
Oh gitu. So good afternoon, Miss Ruth. I want to ask one question. So in IBM, what do you want to ask, what do we learn about in this major? You learn many aspects of management. So financial management. You will need to know human resource management, operation management, leadership. You will need to know accounting. You will need to know a bit of statistics, because when you have a business, you probably want to know how your market reacts, and then you run a survey, you run a questionnaire, and you need to make sense of what you have found. So statistics is one way to do that. So I'll say that it gives you a general skills to do many roles in your future career. If you want to go to HRM, for example, human resource, you are interested about human, then you have the skills, but then when you enter that role, you will need to learn more. Yeah. Or let's say that I'm interested in finance. Then if you're interested in finance, then you can enter that role. But I'll say maybe the one from finance major will be more skillful at finance than you. But again, you have the ability to learn. Okay, so then you can learn while you are working, and then, move your way up. So that's what you're going to learn. Okay, so this is for my students. Someone said that this is a compliment for Miss Ruth and the students. They are really cool. Telling us their past experience about their studies really gives us a lot of insight and what to expect when you want to choose your path towards IBM. I admire their hard work and their ambitions to aim higher. And thank you for Miss Ruth too. Seems like you thought them really well and made them able to gather opportunities for a brighter future. Thank you very much for this compliment. Well, I do hope that you guys gain something from this one, regardless of whether you want to join IBM or not. Thank you very much for the compliment. What should we prepare to be able to join ISMA, student exchange, etc.? Is there a minimum GPA, TOEFL, or maybe what skills we must have for it? Don't worry, once you enter, we're gonna let you know. I think you don't need to worry about TOEFL or IELTS. Usually IBM students, they don't even think about it. They just do the test and they get a high score. And for ISMA, I think Timothy has shared a lot. And you can also take what Felicia shared, like work hard, increase your GPA, and then be fluent in English, use English at all times. You can then ace ISMA or MSIB. Yeah, someone said this webinar has really piqued my interest in joining the program. The standards are high, but I'm willing to try and get a spot in there. Yeah. I mean, like, it's worth it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be 4 years of really hard work. But I think after you graduate, or I think for Timothy and Felicia, once you get into accepted to such this opportunity, you start to make sense all the hard work that you have done, right? Like, oh ternyata ya akhirnya juga begini kok, hasilnya sepadan dengan kerja keras yang dikeluarkan. Yeah, so that's good. Thank you very much. Okay. There's a question for Timothy if you have time. What made you want to go into IBM given your previous science background? That's for Timothy.
For myself, to be honest, I have no plans. I'm planning to join in architect or interior design in Petra, but I decided to join IBM because, first of all, of my English, I have quite a fun of English, and knowing that my future leads to making and import and export industries, having an international relationship with other countries and building those companies, I think IBM really got me into joining it, especially with those courses like HR, accounting, and then operation management that really like supports my future vision. And I think that's why I'm joining IBM for those reasons. Thank you for the question though.
Ya, thank you Pak Noel udah sabar nungguin nih, waktunya udah lewat. Just last word for the students ya. I think regardless of what major you choose, sebenarnya jurusan apapun yang kamu pilih itu sepanjang kamu kerja keras, belajar yang baik, rajin cari informasi, itu bisa berhasil. Di IBM kita kasih semua fasilitas untuk kamu bisa keluar negeri kerja, belajar, ataupun untuk berhasil. Kita kasih fasilitasnya semua, tapi tetap kamu yang ngerjain, ya. Tetap kamu yang ngeluarin keringat, sweat and tears, ya, nangis, ya. Tetap kamu. Tapi nanti percaya, akhirnya itu semua akan berbuah manis, ya. Nah, kalau misalnya memang pengen keluar negeri untuk sekolah, atau untuk belajar, join IBM. We'll prep you to do that. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and thank you for your kind attention to me and also for our students. Thank you very much. Hope this beneficial to all of us. Thank you, Pak Noel.
Baik, terima kasih Buru, terima kasih Timothy, terima kasih Felicia. Ini sebelum selesai, izinkan saya untuk memperkenalkan UK Petra sebentar. Nah, sambil nunggu slide-nya, saya mau nambahin satu nih tentang IBM. Teman-teman, kalian kalau join IBM, nanti tugasnya itu kalian presentasi bukan cuma ke teman kalian toh, tapi saya pernah ngeliput ada presentasi di depan manajer-manajer perusahaan, teman-teman. Itu sebelum pandemi, mungkin Timothy belum nyoba ya, belum ngerasain ya. Ya, ada blessing di setiap saat Timothy. Blessingmu bukan presentasi di depan manajer. Oke, baik, saya perkenalkan dulu mengenai UK Petra. Baik teman-teman, saya yakin Evan dan ya The Sultanto Brothers pasti sudah hafal ya yang akan saya perkenalkan ini, cuman saya harus memperkenalkannya. Oke, Universitas Kristen Petra, kita berjalan dengan visi to be a world leading Christian university that transforms society for the glory of God. Lalu kita mengajak semua orang untuk mengamalkan nilai-nilai positif ini, yaitu love, integrity, growth, humility, and truth. Itu kita singkat LIGHT. Lalu teman-teman bisa pilih, di UK Petra kita ada 32 program studi S1 pilihan, terus kita ada 6 program pasca sarjana, dan juga ada 1 program profesi, itu pendidikan profesi insinyur. Terus Petra sudah bekerja sama dengan 200 lebih mitra internasional, dan sudah punya jaringan 45.000 lebih alumni yang tersebar di 4 benua. Terus juga dapatkan kesempatan untuk student exchange, seperti yang dilaksanakan oleh C. Feli, atau juga Kak Timothy, joint degree gitu, dan juga double degree. Lalu juga kita juga menyediakan beasiswa hingga 100%. Jangan lupa follow Instagram kita di UK_Petra dan juga di Facebook di PCU Surabaya. Kunjungi juga situs kami di www.petra.ac.id, dan juga Anda bisa chat langsung sama kami via WhatsApp di 0812 3406 7323. Baik, terima kasih. Terima kasih banyak Buru, teman-teman, Bapak Ibu guru. Nah, ini hari terakhir kita HSWS by the way gitu. Erik dan Evan, kalau bisa stay with me sampai jam 3 nanti, kalian oke banget deh. Gitu. Baik, kalau gitu saya tutup saja sesi ini. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. God bless us.